Well, hello and good morning. Good morning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is Dr. Yonette with another episode of Baby Talk, Parenting. And now we're into sensory and fine motor exploration. I am so happy to be with you this morning for our next session. Now, I hope you're ready because we're going to have a fantastic time together. It's been warming up, at least for us in the mid-Atlantic. We've been like the 80 something degrees. Yesterday was getting close to 90. So we are excited about summer and about spring and summer coming around. So you have a chance to explore, use different medium to explore the sensory part of your baby's development. Of course, of course, of course. And today we are looking at the letter I. I. Yes, the letter I. I, uppercase, and the lowercase. We're just going to do the uppercase I today. And of course, I is for, I'm going to go to ice cream first. Ice cream. And then this is an iguana. I don't know how many of you know what an iguana is, but hey, you know ice cream. And we'll talk about that a little later. So, moms and dads, where is baby? I want baby's attention. Bring your toddler, bring your middle schooler, bring everybody close. Bring your child with special needs, whatever the situation is. Let's get together in love and excitement and learning and exploration. Now, let's get that I done like we normally do. When you make an I, you need a big line and you need two little lines. Okay? So let's see if we can get this going. There is our big line. We're going to put it right up there. So big line down, get baby's pointer, and let's trace that big line going down, down again, going down and stop. Start at the top and we go down and stop. A more efficient way for writing your letters is starting from the top and going down. We're not writing yet. We're just forming those letters. I'm going to take this off so I can put the little line across, and then I'll display it again for you to see. Okay, so we are making the letter I. If you can follow along with me, that would be fantastic. Get your big line, get your little line, and we're going to make the top of the I. You said it. Yes, that looks like a T. Of course, the letters are so related. Yes, that's the big line down and then the little line across. Again, big line down and the little line across. Now we need one more little line, and this one is going to go right there at the bottom. So let's get that done. You are following along with me. You are doing a fantastic job. I'm so proud of you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, look at that. That's our I. Big line down, hop back to the top, little line across, hop to the bottom, little line across. I. That's the letter I that we did today in our fine motor exploration. Now, I said earlier that I was for ice cream and iguana, but I is also for ice, right? And as it's getting hotter or warmer wherever you may be, depending on where you are, ice is going to be something that we love, things that are cold. Yes. But before we get to that, should we do it before? Let's do ice right now. Let's talk about how ice helps with sensory, developing your sensory. Ice play offers many sensory benefits. Yes, it stimulates multiple senses and promotes learning. Let's think about it. Tactile, touch. Ice provide a unique cold, and it's very slippery and stimulating to the top touch, helping you explore, helping your child explore that temperature and that texture is wonderful. Visually, let's talk about visually. The ice cubes and the blocks are different shapes, and it's interesting to see how they are. And if you want to get a little creative, you can put some color in the water before you freeze the ice, before you freeze it to become ice, and then it can be different colors to your child, which is stimulating visually. The sound, auditory, what sound does ice make when it's melting? And your child can squish in the water, or you can just put a piece of ice in your child's mouth and have him or her crunch it. I is for ice. Then we talk about olfactory. Ice play can enhance the sense in the water. You can put some scents in your water so that when they're playing, they can smell. You can use like herbs and different flowers and different vanilla, different scents, so that it can be invigorating olfactory. And then the last one, gustatory, where the child is involved in tasting or taste. You put a piece of the ice in the child's mouth and have the child taste it. Oh my goodness. So let's get into our ice exploration. I hope you went to get your ice when I was talking, but I have a bowl with some ice. And here, you see the different shapes? Oh my goodness. Different shapes, because these are, or we can have a little one. I don't have my ice colored, but I have it icy and cold, so I can have my child squish and play in the ice. I can also add a little bitty materials to it so that the child has to develop that pincer grasp to pick up things and separate things from the ice. And then we talk about tasting. Put a piece of ice in your child's mouth so the child can push it around in their mouth. Sometimes they may swallow it quickly, but hey, have some time when you have an ice exploration today with your child. I is for ice. This is a great sensory fun activity, so let's do it and spend some time doing it. All right. So that was our sensory exploration, and perhaps you can pick up little tidbits in that ice. Let's go on to exercising our fingers, and today we are using the Passionflower cream. Passionflower cream. What do we do with this? Yes, we squirt a little bit in the hand. We rub it together, and then it smells really good. We have the scent there too, the sensory exploration, and we squeeze the hand, squeeze it back and forth and make it wake up those hands and those fingers. Then we pull. Yes. And we can count as we pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we do our pushes, joint compression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and gentle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're probably an expert at this by now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, our hands are all warmed up, and then we're gonna do some more to get those fingers ready. And today we're gonna just be quick with this because our time is running so quickly. Now, I have stuff stuck in here, and I want you to get your child's Play-Doh out and stick a few buttons into the Play-Doh, and then have him or her pull. This is therapy actually, and it's very firm. So pulling is gonna really get to those little muscles in the hands and help exercise them and strengthen them. And then you pick out those buttons for your sensory for your fine motor activity and strengthening. All right, so let's put that away. That's all done. So for our final activity where we make our fine motor craft, we are going to make an ice cream cone. I is for ice cream, right? That's what we said. We're making an ice cream cone. And like I always say, I do recycle, so my paper may look a little funny, but I want to use up all the paper I can and not waste trees. Of course, of course. So I have a triangle here, right? A very pointy triangle. The triangle has 3 sides. And what I want to do, or what I want you to have your child do, is really make lines that go across, horizontal lines, and then we'll do some vertical lines. And can you guess? There's your horizontal line. We're going to go across. We could do some diagonal lines, but those lines are harder to make, and it's for older children. So let's just stay horizontal, and then we're going to just go down vertically. I'm getting some wiggly lines here. There you go. There you go. So what do you think this is? Of course, it is your ice cream cone. It's your ice cream cone, the cone cup. So here you go. Grab your scissors. Now let's position ourselves appropriately. Feet flat on the floor, elbows supported on the desk or the table, and we are gonna cut. Let's cut that triangle out. Okay, stay on the line. We go down. You stay on that black line. This is a straight line cutting, even though it's diagonal, but we'll cut that. And moms and dads, if you need to help, go right ahead, or big brother or big sister. Here is our cone cup. So let's get back to our clipboard. We are going to put the cone cup right there. Since we are saying I is for ice cream, we're going to put our cone cup right there. Let's see if I can get this to stay here. There you go. There's our cone cup. And how many scoops do you need? So let me say this while we talk about scoops. I hope you're not giving baby too much sweets right now. Baby is young, and he or she doesn't need so much sweet. So don't introduce baby to ice cream right now. 2-year-olds and 2-year-olds, get your sweets from fruits and the nice natural places. So we didn't talk about this, but let's cut. We're going to cut a couple of circles out. Can you cut some circles out? We'll use our Play-Doh container. We'll draw a circle around the container, and we'll cut it out. So that's going to be our scoop. And then we'll cut off the bottom part of the scoop so it looks kind of like this. So here you go. We get our glue and connect that first scoop to our cone cup, just like this. But you want 3 scoops? Okay, we can do 3 scoops. Let's see if we have enough space for 3 scoops. Okay, here we go. And what are your favorite flavors? Let's talk sensory. What are your favorite flavors? What do you like? There are our 2 scoops, and we put one more with our dripping edges. Okay, I don't have any more space for any more scoops, but here is your ice cream. I is for ice cream. And different flavors give you a different sensory exploration. Again, make your ice cream with less sugar if you're making ice cream from home, or don't give baby any ice cream right now. He or she doesn't need that at this point. But it has been such a pleasure working with you this morning as we went through our letter I together. I love you. I love our time together. I love that you are growing and you are exploring sensory media and that you are developing your fine motor skills. This is Dr. Yonet. Thanking you for joining me this morning and saying see you again next week.